Welcome to Grapple FK, everyone. We are going to cover Alexander Volkanovski the Great against Brian Ortega T-City. Alexander the Great, my favorite conqueror, Andrew.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
No? Don't I say it every day?
I did know that, yeah. Just an FYI for the listeners at home, Waleed sends me one of Alexander the Great's speeches to his army. He sends it to me about every 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I listen to it every day. What have we got here? Very, very, very good record. 22-1-0. Brian Ortega also a very good record. 15-1-0. So it's a champion against number 2. Alex is 5'6", Ortega's 5'8". However, Alex has the longer reach, surprisingly. And then, just background. Alex beat Holloway twice, who's probably the best 145 pounder of all time, in my opinion. I think, in my opinion, he lost the second fight. I think Holloway won that, but it was still a close fight.
It was a close fight. One of the guys, it was 3-2 to somebody. I think it could have gone either way.
I personally think Holloway won it 3-2.
On balance,
and I've watched that fight a number of, but it was very close. It was very close.
It wasn't a robbery, but even still, if you say, even if you give it to Volkanovski, I think you can see Holloway's the better fighter.
He's got the better stand-up, definitely. I think Volkanovski's very good in the clinch and making it dirty.
Yes, he can get you against the cage.
Very good at leg kicks. Very good at cutting the ring off.
Yeah, I mean, well, let's talk about Volkovsky Striking. Something I've noticed that he's really, really good at.
Yeah,
is feints.
Yeah, he's very good.
Time, which is obviously something he gets from city kickboxing with Izzy, who feints an awful lot as well. So he's constantly getting you guessing. So if you're biting on feints, that creates opens. And if you're his opponent, well, just keeps you on edge. You're thinking about, instead of throwing your shots, you're thinking about, looking for the opportunities to land them.
Yeah.
So it's just a very good thing to do. And he also does the thing that all boxers do, or that all boxers know we should do, but don't really do, which is he never stands still. He's never in the same place for more than a second. Constantly moving his feet, constantly moving his head, constantly throwing the feints. So while he's not, in my opinion, the best technical boxer, and I don't think he's the best natural boxer by any stretch of the imagination, he does some things really, really well that make life very hard for his opponents.
Yeah.
So he's got some fundamentals just done very, very well.
He throws a lot of output as well and does not get tired given how muscular he is.
Well, he's very smart, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're constantly moving, that's a hell of a lot easier than throwing and taking punches.
But he throws a lot of output. A lot of output.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. A lot. Yeah, I can't remember what his differential is, but it's something ridiculous.
Before the first fight with Holloway, it was 7 point something, which is why
6.02 to 3.31, dude. That's pretty high.
Crazy,
yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, so part of the reason he lands so much is those inside leg kicks. So he'll throw a feint. You'll kind of stand there like a statue thinking, oh yeah, what's he doing now? And while you're thinking about what you're doing, he'll just tap you with the inside leg kick. And they'll do that 30 times throughout the fight. And occasionally he'll mix it up with a thunderous low kick to the outside. So yeah, he's very good. In terms of his actual aggressive coming forward and throwing combinations, he's quite explosive. He doesn't tend to land clean very much, which is why I say, he's not the most gifted striker.
He cuts the octagon off very well, in my opinion. He follows his opponent very well. Mm-hmm. If you watch his fights, his footwork's actually very good.
Yeah.
I mean, given obviously we're talking from a pure boxing point of view right now, given that he was a rugby player and then he got into mixed martial arts, I think his footwork's very good. And he follows his opponent very well. I don't know. I agree with you. I mean, he's not the best boxer, but I think his striking's pretty good overall.
Overall, it is, yeah. The overall effect of what he does is very, very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I think that's more just kind of intelligence in terms of he's figured out what he needs to do with his particular skill set in order to be a nightmare for his opponents.
Yeah.
And that's constant movement, footwork, get your head offline when you come in. You throw a combination, you duck out. And it's not magic. There are far better boxers out there, far better strikers. But he does something.
But this is MMA.
Well.
This is MMA. And when he gets people up against the cage in the clinch position, he's incredibly strong, this guy. So strong. So yeah, he's a very well-rounded mixed martial artist, very well-rounded.
He is, yeah.
Going on to Ortega. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he really surprised. Well, he surprised. I mean, I think we both predicted the Korean Zombie to win in that video. Yeah, he really surprised me with his striking when he came back.
He really did, because I think both of us assumed that Holloway had broken him forever.
Well, I was like 99% sure, because that was I mean, that was hard to watch. Put it that way.
It was.
That was hard to watch.
It was brilliant and amazing, but just disgusting at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time, exactly.
So yeah, he had a fantastic fight against Zombie. I wasn't sure whether Zombie was bringing his A game or not. So
Zombie's quite one-dimensional as well, though, with a stand-up. Like, he comes forward, he tries to land that big right.
Yeah, he just walks forward.
Exactly,
like
which is
zombie.
The nickname. Yeah, exactly. So, but no, I mean, I think his striking looked a lot more clean than it used to. He used to throw wild hooks. His striking was basically, before that fight, it was just to set up his jiu-jitsu. Whereas against Zombie, he played around with him, dude. I mean, what's it called? The spin around elbow that he did twice. That was, dude, I got a boner. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean,
wow. In and around the mouth.
Yeah. The super bad reference, as I learned recently.
Super bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Great film, by the way. They don't make
very funny
anymore. So yeah, the understanding of what Zombie's doing in order to land that, you have to
twice
to get that timing.
Yeah,
because the spinning elbow shit never fucking works. Never fucking works.
I mean, how many spinning back fist knockouts have you seen? Even those are very rare.
Nah. It never
barely any,
works.
Right?
It's all bullshit.
Yeah, it just hardly works.
But yeah, so understanding the timing, seeing that he's coming in, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
His jab looked very good in that fight too.
Strong, stiff.
Yeah, very strong. Yeah.
Yeah. So he looked really good going backwards, and we talk about this all the time on the podcast.
Yeah.
Really good strikers, they can do it going backwards. He was fighting really well going backwards, both with the punches, the counter punching, hard counter punching. Also doing the front kick up the middle backwards, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, and a kick to the liver as well.
Yeah, and really heavy low
and kicking
kicks.
to the legs too.
Yeah, really heavy low kicks as well.
Yeah.
My only criticism was that he was throwing a lot of single shots.
Yeah, I agree with that. I wouldn't be surprised if we check his figures and they're lower than Volkanovski's, because he only throws 1-2s really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a bit of a problem.
Check that.
If it's going to decision, that's
so 4.29, and he actually absorbs more, but that's probably been skewed from the Holloway fight.
Well, let's look at the Christ, he absorbed 290.
Yeah, 200, 290. So that's been skewed by the Holloway fight. But also some others where like for instance, Cub Swanson outlanded him, but then he just choked him out. Mike Kano also outlanded him too. That's pretty worrying, but I mean, that was his game plan early on. That was his whole thing. It was just, find a way of getting someone to the ground. His wrestling's not great, but he just manages to kind of get someone to the ground and tap them out. Well, he did anyway in the early days. Obviously, he's still got that skill set. You know more about BJJ than I do. His BJJ looks like incredible to me.
Well, did you say this? My BJJ fucking sucks. We both go to the beginner class at fights.
You fucked a few people up, and I didn't. So
I did. I really did fuck them up. But complete beginners. So I know almost nothing about jiu-jitsu.
We're beginners again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I mean, when we look at Ortega, obviously he's a different man. He's a different fighter. He's learned some really good striking. The issue is, and he looked fantastic against Zombie, but I think Zombie kind of his style plays into Ortega's style.
Well, it's Ortega's new style.
Ortega's new style, yeah. Zombie walks forward, Ortega just cracks him as he's coming in. Now, obviously, Volkanovski is not just going to walk forward. It's going to be a lot more complicated.
He's a fucking nightmare, this dude.
Yeah.
He really is. Yeah.
The feints, the movements, it's just a completely different thing to handle.
The heavy low kick, like heavy low kick, man.
Yeah,
the guy's a tank. I mean, we should mention for some of the viewers who probably don't know this, Volkanovski used to weigh 210 pounds when he played rugby. So 210 pounds at 5'6". Just think about how big he used to be. All muscle.
Steroids. Yeah.
Well, everyone's on steroids, as Nate says.
Everyone's on fucking steroids, yeah. Apart from us.
I don't know. I mean, he played Aussie rules or rugby, Andrew? I think he played rugby.
They say rugby, yeah.
Yeah. So Aussie rules players are normally taller and more athletic, right?
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Who cares? But anyway, he played rugby. He was huge. But he's very, very strong. Very, very strong guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, how do these guys interact? Because obviously Volkanovski is not just going to walk forward and Ortega is not just going to crack him. He's going to be a lot harder to hit.
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, so one thing I learned recently, one thing I heard recently, is that feints and volume, it exhausts your neurological system, your nervous system. And if you've ever been in sparring and you've been completely overwhelmed, not necessarily hit hard, just completely overwhelmed, not really even doing anything, it is utterly exhausting. And you don't really quite know why, because he hasn't really done anything. That's what Volkanovski does. You know, he won't necessarily hit you hard, but he'll hit you an awful lot. And that just kind of scrambles your brain, you're tired. And that's what he did to Holloway. Holloway's output dropped at certain points in that fight. And I think he was just suffering the effects of his nervous system burning out. So I think Ortega's going to have this problem because Holloway is the better striker, in my opinion. I just think Volkanovski is very, very smart. He's taken the rules of MMA. He's taken his skill set and figured out ways to not necessarily be the better fighter, but just make your life a misery while you're in there.
Well, I mean, that kind of equates to being the better fighter in the octagon.
It does,
right?
Yeah.
It's not a striking match. It's clinching. It's all sorts of things. So, yeah. How do they match up? That's an interesting question. I don't know. I can see the first 1 or 2 rounds being mainly stand up. Brian's not really a wrestler. His wrestling's not great. I don't really see him do takedowns. He kind of relies on people's mistakes to take them down. Alexander Volkanovski has done wrestling before and rugby. So I think it'll be very difficult for Brian to take him down. That's probably reflected by Volkanovski's takedown defense. We should check that. Let me check that. His takedown defense is 72%. That's quite high.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. And Ortega's is 56. His takedown accuracy is 21%. In terms of the striking, Volkanovski throws a lot more output than Ortega does. They've both got low kicks now. Ortega's kind of put that into his skill set. He low kicks too. I think Alex has more power in his kicks though. Like when he kicks people, I kind of feel it through the screen.
Ortega was kicking very hard against Zombie though.
He was, yeah. Yeah, he was.
Hard.
Yeah, but I mean, Volkanovski's just done it throughout his career, whereas Ortega's done it in one fight, right?
True, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Ortega has got, I mean, being the taller fighter, has got thinner legs than Volkanovski. Volkanovski's actually got very big legs. So I'm thinking if Volkanovski kicks Ortega a few times in his calf, you know, what's going to happen?
Well, that's what he did to Holloway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The issue is if Ortega kicks him back, he'll be less inclined to kick.
Yeah.
Because you'll be hurting his leg, and it's difficult to
That's a good
kick when
point.
your own leg is in pain. You're less inclined to kick again. I can see Ortega doing that. If he's smart, he will do that. I think that's what Holloway did in the second fight.
He also narrowed his stance, Holloway, in the second fight. If you notice, he narrowed his stance, so Volkanovski couldn't kick him couldn't kick him easily. Because in the first fight, he just kept kicking him over and over again because his stance was so wide. But yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting. This is a very interesting matchup.
Well, let's put it this way: if you're Ortega, what's your game plan?
That is a very good question. I'm more comfortable in describing Volkanovski's game plan in this.
Yep.
Volkanovski could just cut off the ring, put out heavy low kicks, overwhelm him with pressure. Probably strong, well, definitely stronger in the clinch. Avoid going to the ground. Ortega, what would Ortega do? I think Ortega can also strike with him. But I just think in terms of overall striking and in terms of overall MMA striking we're talking about, I think Volkanovski's probably got the edge here.
Yeah. I feel like we know what Volkanovski's going to do because he's done it 1,000 times.
Yeah, and he's won all his fights in the UFC, or most of them. Like, I think he's won all of them.
Yeah.
In my opinion, he lost the last one. I think Holloway won, but again, very close. It was very close. Yeah.
If I'm Ortega, I'm going to try very hard not to bite on the feints and just go forward. Because if you just go forward and ignore the feints, well, the feints don't fucking work. Crowd those kicks as well. Just try and get Volkanovski on the back foot. The question is, can Ortega do that for 5 rounds?
That's the thing. Yeah.
And is he inclined to do that?
And let me check Volkanovski. I mean, how much do you know about Volkanovski's BJJ?
Nothing really.
Yeah, so he's won all his fights in the UFC. Because I'm just thinking, if Volkanovski does end up on top of Ortega, Ortega's a problem on the ground. And obviously he's not come up on this level of BJJ before. So there's an outside chance of a submission. Probably.
It's possible.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's possible. But he's not the takedown expert.
No. He doesn't do takedown. I don't know. He just finds a way of. I don't know. He just finds a way of just. I don't know. Shit happens, and he just ends up on the ground with people.
Well, let's say you over rotate on a punch or something, and then he just
exactly. Yeah, something like that. I think overall, I'm leaning more towards Alex here.
Yeah, it's just that because we know how Volkanovski wins. For Ortega, I'm trying to imagine scenarios how he wins. I think there's a good chance that Ortega can maybe counter him and hit Volkanovski hard, but Volkanovski does have a chin.
He does, yeah, serious chin.
It's not impossible that Ortega can go first and land some heavy shots like he did against Korean Zombie. But, how is he going to react to the feints? How is he going to react to the constant movement? We don't know. I think for that reason, we have to go for Volkanovski here.
Yeah, I think that too. I mean, I think Ortega looked phenomenal in his last fight. I think he's improved his striking a lot, but yeah, I have to go with Alex in this. Probably 60-40, I'd say. I still think Ortega's got a decent chance, given the submission threat, given his striking has improved quite a lot, given that he calf kicks now as well, given the liver kick, given the other kicks. I know this is all fucking stemming from one fight, but I really think he has developed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really has. It's
Yeah.
It's
It was
just
surprising. It was surprising.
It was
how much
very
he's-
surprising.
Yeah.
Very surprising. Yeah. So if I think Ortega's, biggest strength that we saw from the zombie fight is the countering, and understanding what his opponent's doing. Admittedly, against zombie, he was very one-dimensional. That's quite easy, but still, the countering looked really good, and the fighting going backwards looked really good. But going back to the feints, you know, if you're constantly biting on feints and you don't know, you know, if you don't know if the guy is actually coming to throw a punch or is just faking it, then countering is very, very difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got to go for Alex here.
Yeah, I'm going to go for Alex. I think 60-40, probably, in my opinion.
Yeah. I might say 65-35.
65-35. That's fair. That's fair. And what do you think, UD?
UD. Yes. Yeah, unanimous decision. I'd even say maybe 4-1, perhaps.
Yeah. I have to go with Alex here.
Just because of the volume. MMA judges fucking love volume.
But I wouldn't.
All else.
Yeah, you're right. And the volume is a huge issue here, because you can't, and we've said this on the podcast before, you can't suddenly change something that fundamental and go from throwing 1-2s to throwing massive combos and kicks and, you know, stuff like that. I doubt he can adjust that massively to this fight. Ortega doesn't really throw. He's very precise though. He's very accurate with his punches. From what I saw against when he fought Korean Zombie, his punches were very accurate, his strikes. But again, the Korean Zombie he is very one-dimensional. And yeah, Volkanovski just throws way more output. He doesn't get tired, man. For how muscular he is, he just does not get tired. He keeps going 5 rounds.
His output dips slightly in the championship rounds, but generally, no. So, for example, again, in the second fight against Holloway, he was slowing down.
He slows down, but overall, he's still throwing.
Oh, yeah, he's a beast. He's got a great cardio.
He's a beast, yeah. I have to go with Alex. I'd be interested to see what the odds are for this.
Who do you think the favorite is?
I think definitely Alex.
What odds would you give to Alex?
Minus 200.
Close. Minus 188.
Minus 188. Okay. And what Ortega's plus what?
Plus 150.
Plus 150. Let me ask something wild here. What's Ortega by submission? That probably hasn't come out yet because it's a few weeks away, right?
Let's have a look. It is out.
Okay.
And it is plus 650.
That's not that great.
Yeah, I don't know. I think those odds are fair. I think there's
there is
value.
A submission threat. Yeah,
I think there's enough value on Volkanovski if you put in a come.
Yep. What are you thinking? Safe or risky?
Probably safe.
You think safe?
Yeah, it's not the safest.
Yeah. It's somewhere between the two, isn't it? It's kind of can fall on either one. I think Alex UD probably wins. He'll win 3 rounds comfortably, and then I don't know, maybe 4.
Is it if Ortega does win? It'll be Ortega versus Holloway again.
Yeah, and that'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny.
Ortega 2.0 against Holloway.
But you can imagine like the emotional scarring he's got.
Yeah,
from
he
that
dude,
fight.
that was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Holloway did that to Cater as well, but Cater survived. It could have been stopped at certain points, in my opinion, that fight as well.
Which one, Cater?
Yeah, Holloway was banging him. I think it was the 4th round. I think he threw maybe 10, 15 punches and he didn't return anything.
I feel like a lot of UFC fights could be stopped a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because like nothing. Yeah. Like there's a point of no return, right? It's
Yeah.
you're just getting brain damage for no
100%.
reason.
I mean,
Yeah.
how many strikes did he absorb that fight? It was something ridiculous. It was a record.
Like 500 or something.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Like Holloway was looking away and hitting him. It was just.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck was the ref thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Should we look at the just quickly do an overview of the other fights on this card?
So on this card, what have we got? We've got Shevchenko against Lauren Murphy. So Shevchenko's winning that. Nick Diaz against Robbie Lawler. Whoa. Robbie Lawler should win that.
He should,
Diaz
just on the basis that he's been more active recently.
Exactly. Yeah. Diaz has been out for so long, dude. What, 6 years, 7 years, maybe more?
This could be really bad for Nick Diaz, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see the point of this. Curtis Blades against Rosenstruck. I think Blades should win this, just on an initial look. I think if he wrestles him, I don't think Jairzinho's got anything if he keeps taking him down.
Yeah, he should win this. He should win this. It's just that the striking for Rosenstruck is always there.
We've got Marias against Merab. I think Merab will probably win that. He's a beast.
He should. Moraes has slowed down. He's not quite what he was, I think. And Devashvili with the chain wrestling is just an absolute nightmare.
He's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
We've got Hack Paras Hooker. That'll be a good fight. That'll be a good fight.
Hooker's got to win that I think.
Yeah, well, if Hooker doesn't win, then Hack Paras is top 10. So.
Now, Hack Paras is a good striker, boxer.
So is Hooker. Well, actually, Hooker's not. Hooker's a good kickboxer, but he absorbs a lot.
Yeah, the thing with Hack Paras, he's a little bit wild. He's a bit of a brawler.
Yeah, so's Hooker. This could be like a fight of the night, I think.
Could be. Hooker's more technical, though.
Is he?
Like, he can fight from the outside. I think he's a bit more intelligent. Like, we saw, what the problems he gave Poirier. He's a high-level striker. I think Hack Paras is maybe a step behind.
Yeah,
Hack Paras is a brawler. Let's be honest.
I don't know. I don't think Hooker's that technical.
I
think he absorbs a lot of shots needlessly.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
but he's faced very good competition.
Yeah, he's faced a lot better competition. Yeah, we've got that Abdurrahman. I can't say his Dagestani name against Chris Daukaus. Chris Daukaus is really good in my opinion. He's got good boxing.
Yeah, Daukaus wins.
Yeah,
even though he looks like a piece of shit, but yeah.
Unless like Shamil gets him to the ground or something. I'm not sure what Daukaus' wrestling background is. We've got Carl Robertson against Nick Maximov. I don't know who that is. He's making his debut, looks like. And then Samuelsberger against Sano. He's also making his debut, looks like. Don't know what's going on. So, yeah, no, not a bad card. Some decent fights on there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Nick Diaz. I don't know. Yeah, wow. Robbie Lawler should win this.
Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Why is his image so like forward? It's another problem with the. Yeah, going back to Volkanovski against Ortega. Where is this, by the way? This must be in Vegas, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's probably in Vegas. I wonder when the next Abu Dhabi card is. I know it's coming up soon. I think it's October. Yeah. So to recap, I think Volkanovski wins this by UD, and I'll probably put it in the risky parlay.
Yeah, I think Volkanovski wins via unanimous decision, probably 4-1. Although I could potentially see Ortega countering well and maybe hurting Volkanovski at certain points. Whether it's enough to finish him, I'm not sure. But yeah, unanimous decision, Volkanovski. I'm not putting.
I don't think he gets finished.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, he doesn't get finished. Okay, all right. Well, that's it for this fight. We'll cover more soon. Thanks everybody for watching. Please do subscribe. Please leave any comments, and we've also got Instagram handle grabfk_media. So,
are we updating the
Instagram? Yes, all the time, man. I put some stuff up the other day.
Sick.
Congratulated Aspinall. So,
did he reply?
No. Actually, you know what? I didn't tag him in. He probably would have.
Yeah.
We've had some replies from some very, very famous people. So, hey, Ariel Helwani gave us a shout out. So, I mean, that's the biggest you can get.
Did he?
Yeah. I told you this a few months ago.
Yeah. Rings a bell.
Yeah.
We're fucking famous, dude.
Yeah, we are famous.
We did have that guy from Aspinall's team slag us off in the comments on one video.
I can't remember that. But Aspinall got the 50k bonus, and then he started crying, and his father hugged him. I like Aspinall. He's a good dude.
I like him too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking hate Paddy Pimblett.
Dude, that guy has gone from 20k followers to 500k nearly in like a week.
He's a twat.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's playing the right game, right? Let's be honest. He is.
Yeah, he is.
He's playing the right game.
The moron casuals will fucking suck his cock.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's all casuals that have signed up to his Insta.
All the fucking casuals.
I mean, anybody who has some kind of understanding of fighting knows that he made fundamental errors in that first fight. And don't get me wrong, the kid's got a chin and he can bang.
Yeah.
And that was an entertaining fight. He can brawl, but like top 25 in his weight division, top 20, they would kill him. Yeah. But I thought he was 22. He's actually 26. So he's not that young. So yeah, he needs to
fix some holes very quickly.
Very, very quickly. I mean, hey, anyone out there, any of the casual Paddy fans, sorry to say this, he's never going to be a champion. He doesn't have the fundamentals there. He's got a good BJJ. He doesn't have the wrestling. His striking's poor. He leaves his chin up in the air. He's got a good chin. But, if you're, a guy who's 1-3 or 1-2 in the UFC, he's nearly knocking you out in your first fight. That's not a good look.
It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, at 26, you can fill your holes in your game. You can get a lot better very quickly.
Yeah, but in that division, 145.
Is it 145 or 155?
No, I think he was 145. You competed.
145. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucking murderer's row.
Yeah, either one, whatever. 155. Well, yeah.
Even bantamweight is.
Another phenomenal division. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought Shaw looked very good. Jack Shaw, the world guy.
Yeah. I missed that fight. Well, what happened? Tell me how we won.
He just dominated him 3 rounds.
Good.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
He is young, isn't he?
It's upsetting because as fight fans, we know who the best fighters in the UK. We know who they are. It's Shaw. It's Allen. It's what's his name? Leon Edwards.
Yeah.
But these guys don't really have that kind of. I mean, Leon Edwards is famous now, but they don't really have that kind of, bravado that maybe Paddy has.
Yeah.
And they don't get noticed. But these guys are very, very technically sound.
I think Aspinall can be a big name.
Oh, and Aspinall as well. And Aspinall, yeah.
because
Aspinall's very dangerous.
he does a lot of media now. So whereas
Yeah.
like Jack Shaw, Brendan Allen, they don't do any media, so they probably bring it on themselves.
They don't do any media. I also think there's just a fascination with heavyweights. I think even if he didn't really do that much media, that people will still look at him and think he's 6'5" and he's knocking people out. So
yeah,
let's just interview this guy. But yeah, Aspinall's very good. His movement for that size is phenomenal.
Yeah, and he got the knockout with the elbow.
Yeah, he elbowed him. Yeah, and
diversity.
He was
right?
out. He was out. Yeah.
So I like fighters who win in a variety of different ways, not just a right hand knockout.
Yeah. I mean, and he keeps saying, I want to take it slow and stuff, and fair enough. He's a humble guy, and he's got at least another 8-9 years in that division because heavyweights go on until their late 30s. But I mean, I can see him knocking out some of the top 10 next week, dude.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
I just don't know how. I don't know about his ground game, and apparently he's actually he's from a BJJ background.
Yeah.
But
where he trains at Carbon, and they're all about the wrestling, apparently. So.
Oh, well, he's the BJJ instructor in that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a BJJ instructor. Yeah, so he must be a black belt.
Sick.
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
Okay, let's wrap this up. So we've both got Alex Volkanovski by UD, and we'll be releasing more videos very shortly. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like, please subscribe, leave any comments. Thank you. Take care. Bye.